Hello everyone. A very good evening, good day. I welcome you all for today's session. And it gives me a great pleasure to introduce here our distinguished speaker, Professor Daniel, who will be presenting on the topic Kantian Humanism. And let us talk about Professor Daniel. He's a very respected scholar in the field of philosophy. He is known for his insightful work on various subjects like ethics, moral philosophy, then also on modern humanism. And his research explores on various topics like intersections of reason, then human dignity, moral autonomy. And his ideas are very interesting to hear because it relates to the practical lessons of life. And in today's presentation, Professor Daniel will help us to understand the Kantian uh, humanism and his philosophy of dignity, rational will, which shapes our contemporary discussions on humanism. So we are truly honored to have him with us today. Please join me in welcoming Professor Daniel as he is going to share the thoughts on Kantian humanism. So, Professor Daniel, over to you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Professor Madhvi. And I just want to make sure that, first of all, people can hear me speak. As maybe I can have a thumbs up from the audience. If you can hear me, just give me a thumbs up with your give me an icon, or if you have a Zoom icon in the. Can people like just yeah? Can maybe people can give me a thumbs up if they can hear me? So no issues from anyone? Okay, well, so thank you, Professor Madhvi. This is an excellent platform, Philo Treat. I'd like to recommend and promote Philo Treat because it's just a great resource, a great community is forming of people, scholars, philosophers, and I always get great feedback from Philo Treat people, and we some new people here. Dorothy's here. Maybe some new people come in. So looking forward to sharing my thoughts here on Kant and humanism, and a certain brand of humanism that I call Kantian humanism, or transcendental humanism. I'm developing a book that hopefully will come out soon. It is growing out of my dissertation that I wrote a few years ago, and it's nearly complete, and I'm not going to present the whole thing today, but maybe 30-40 minutes, if you could just have your patience and attention, and maybe there could be someone who will be willing to share a summary after the talk is over, and then we could have some questions and some insightful feedback, which I'm sure people will provide, or maybe people they're just confused about things that maybe I didn't explain well enough. So let's begin. So first of all, why is humanism of contemporary relevance? As Professor Madhvi pointed out, this has practical ramifications. So why is humanism important? So what is humanism? Well, it's a kind of movement that places a special value on human beings, that somehow, we are distinct. We're not on a par with everything else in the world. There's something special about being human, and humanism is a celebration of the creativity, the agency, the intellect of human beings that makes us distinct from other animals. Okay, and at this time we're dealing with some maybe threats to humanism. People are having some deep questions about what it means to be human. If we really are distinct or special, and what are the threats specifically? Well, look at technology. Look at the rapid rise of technology, the rapid rise of AI. It's rapidly unfolding. Young people are now using it. It's taking off, so rapidly, and it's kind of showing that maybe we can be replaced. The human mind is not so special. We can develop devices and tools that surpass us. So we're not so special. And then we also have threats from scientific determinism that maybe we're simply a sum of neurochemistry, of our biology, that we can be explained and predicted as simply a convergence of physical forces, and we're really no different than just basically a collection of atoms and neurochemical signals, and we have no real ability to chart our destiny. Free will is a kind of illusion. So these are some threats to humanism. So the first concept I want to introduce here is the concept of agent causation. This is kind of a cumbersome term, but it's really quite interesting, a theory of freedom. It's a theory of freedom. So the human agent, able to make choice, be the author of our own choices. There's two kinds of freedom, okay? Leeway freedom. Leeway freedom would be the ability to choose other than what you do. Okay, so leeway freedom. I could, for instance, not have come to the talk today. I could have decided I simply don't want to give the talk, and I'm not going to show up. That was an option for me. I have leeway freedom, or maybe any of you could have done that. Leeway freedom. You have multiple options for how you want to spend your time. Okay, then you have source freedom, which means that you are the source of your choices, not some outside force. Okay, so if you're the source, you are the author. You are the origin of your actions, as opposed to maybe like some external force acting upon you. So like when a branch, a tree branch blows in the wind, it is not the author of that movement. It's simply reacting to the wind. Okay, but we think that we're the authors of our action. That I made a choice to come speak today. It came from me. Nobody pushed me. Nobody's forcing me. There's no. It's not just my genes or my neurochemistry. It's my choice. So source, leeway, freedom. So we have this idea of agent causation. And the idea is that I am a distinct substance. Okay? So the agent, me, okay, or a human being, us. We are a distinct substance. So what is a substance in metaphysics? It's different from like a quality or a quantity. A substance is something that exists on its own. A property or an accident would have to depend upon a substance. Okay? So a substance would be a distinct thing. So like a ball has maybe a color. Okay? The color would be a property of the ball. And so the color would not be a substance. A color can't be a thing that exists on its own. So we first have this idea of substance. And when we talk about agent causation, the idea is that I am the origin of my actions as a substance. So I am generating action as a independent thing. Okay, so this may seem just common sense. So are properties of myself generating the action? No, it's the substance, me as a substance, that generates action. Okay, so this would be opposed to event causation. Event causation. So again, these are kind of cumbersome terms, but the idea is you have substance causation, I cause the action as a distinct thing, or you have event causation, which would mean that something happens within me and these events generate the action. Okay, so this would be like there's a desire that comes up, or there's a belief that comes up. This would be an event. So an event is not a substance. So an event would be like the ball starts moving. The ball starts moving and the ball hits the window and the window breaks. Okay, those are events, things that happen at a certain time. So event causation would say that there's something that happens in my mind or maybe in my body, my physiology,